So recently, a lot of my friends back in America have said to me, Pete, you're so lucky to be living in England. And if you're thinking about moving back to the States anytime soon, forget about it. And in fact, can you adopt me so I can move over and live with you?
I know they're only kidding, but I have to tell them that life in the English countryside, while it may be safer than life on the streets of America these days, it isn't always as idyllic as it may seem. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love our little village and being surrounded by nature, but the grass ain't always greener, figuratively speaking, of course. Believe it or not, there are some drawbacks to life here, some little annoyances that make daily life less than, let's say, blissful. First up, the rain. I know I've moaned in the past about how much rain we get, but it is an ongoing fact of life here, and all the rain does start to wear on one's morale. Lately, it's been raining day and night for weeks. In fact, for some areas of Britain, they've set records for the most consecutive days with rain. Ugh. So, for the downtrodden populace, me included, that means walking in the rain, going to school in the rain, driving in the rain, and generally going about your business dodging puddles and getting wet.
Sure, it's fun at first because who doesn't mind a little bit of rain, right? But then it just keeps on raining and raining. And when you think it's about to stop, it rains some more.
By late February, southern England had had one of its wettest winters since they started keeping records in 1836, and rainfall across the whole of England was 35% above the long-term average. Unofficially, I can tell you, we've all had enough rain to last a lifetime, and really, we country bumpkins are all just desperate for some sunshine. Even the daffodils are sad and fed up. Then there's the mud. With all the rain comes mud. A lot of mud. We're talking mud of epic proportions. The farmers' fields are all flooded, and the nice little walking trails and footpaths around the village have turned into slippery, sloppy tracks of mud. Just take a look. So there's a lot of squelching that's been going on. And as they say, you can't go over it, can't go around it, so we have to go through it. Waterproof boots are kind of key, but even that doesn't stop you from slipping and sliding around in all the muck and coming home with wet, muddy pants. So, if you can't tolerate mud or don't own any sensible boots, then don't even think about coming over here to settle down in the soggy trenches. Then there's road closures. During these very rainy months, I'm reminded of how easily we can be cut off here in our little village. The storm drains are all overflowing, and with nowhere to go, all the water collects on the roads and lanes. There's the main road into Petersfield, where we shop and go to school and catch the train. If that's flooded and impassable or trees are down, then we're kind of stuck. You can backtrack and try your luck on the narrow, windy back lanes, which also might be flooded or closed. So it's easy to lose access to the outside world. Sometimes the water on the road is really deep, and if you're not careful, you won't make it through. You'll just end up stranded with your vehicles left on the roadside. Good thing I've got a bike, so I can escape if I really have to. Next on my list, the smoke. It's definitely a downside to living in this village. Breathing in smoke is a year-round nuisance. In the winter, people burn logs in their fireplaces. There are no restrictions on that. So some nights it can get very smoky. But much worse than that are the bonfires. Not like a community bonfire like they have here on bonfire night, but individual private bonfires in the village. For some reason, it's legal here to pile up and burn all of your crap out in the open. So people make massive piles of leaves and branches and underbrush and just set fire to it. Sometimes these fires are pretty big and pretty intense, and the smoke fills the air. It gets into the house even with all the doors and windows closed. It's a bit like being in the middle of a forest fire. How this is all still okay in 2026 with what we know about the health risks that come with breathing in smoke is beyond me. But you can't complain, because if you do, chances are whoever's burning their stuff will look at you like you have 3 heads. What? You want clean air? Ha! Don't be daft. It's a bit like living in the Dark Ages. Lastly, there are the dogs. Now, don't get me wrong, I like dogs. I do, especially if they're quiet and well-trained. We don't own a dog, but every other person in the village seems to. It's a steady stream of canine companions trotting past the house. And so, of course, that has implications. Mostly it means there's dog poo everywhere you go. On the sidewalks, along the streets, and in the fields, you're bound to step in a pile of someone's dog's droppings. We call this bit of farmland Dog Poo Field because it usually is lined up and down with little landmines, piles of poo. See? Case in point. Of course, the dog owners are supposed to scoop it up and bag it, throw it in the bin, or take it away with them. But let's face it, some dogs have more manners than their owners, right? Then there's the barking. Around the village on most days, you will hear a chorus of dogs barking. At any time of day or night. One starts and the others join in. Or if you walk past a certain house, the faithful friends sound the alarm. So, if you like getting woken up really early by barking, or in the middle of the night by barking, or enjoy being barked at as you walk along minding your business, then this is the place for you.
Hi, dogs.
Okay, so that's a lot of complaining, I realize that. But really, the good outweighs the bad. So even though I can't adopt you, I will stay put, at least for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
In the meantime, I'll be holding out hope for sunnier days.